Here's my thing, though. You guys who are progressives got outdone by Matt Gaetz? Ooh. How do you let Matt Gaetz outdo you? How do you do that? Maxwell Frost, how do you allow Matt Gaetz to outdo you when it comes to standing up to the leadership in your party? How do you... What? Jamal Bowman, you're gonna let him show you up like that? Ilhan Omar, I thought you were Miss Vocal. Rashida Tlaib, you were vocal. And yet, you let Matt Gaetz outdo you? Oh, this doesn't look good for you. If anything, you guys are now just seen as lapdogs for then Pelosi, now Jeffries. That's what you look like. Because I don't see Matt Gaetz other than just a variation of Florida man, just like people like Ron DeSantis. Except for he looks like he got his eyebrows threaded. That's it. Ain't no speaker no more. Boy, this is going to be... David, this is... Oh, my Lord. This is going to be... Oh, geez, Louise. McCarthy was kicked out of the chair. He got booted, baby. Quiet! Shh! Hush your mouth. Silence when I spit it out. In your face. Open your mouth. Give you a taste. Holla! Wait. This is hilarious. So apparently, okay, Kevin McCarthy was in the find out phase of fuck around. I ain't kidding. Yo, this is hilarious. I'm gonna share you what happened with Kevin McCarthy. Because everybody was talking about this on Tuesday. I didn't get to because this happened around the time where I went live. Look. This is what happened with Kevin McCarthy.
As you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. As you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. As you can see, the more you fuck around.
Oh, gosh, he fucked around and found out. Look, Matt Gaetz said, hold my beer. And guess what? Matt Gaetz said, I see you. Look, this is what happened to the former Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, on Tuesday. It was confirmed sometime around when I went live, so that's one of the reasons why I didn't cover it. Baby, the House was on fire on Tuesday. And Republicans joined some Republicans, they joined the Democrats in ousting Speaker McCarthy. Let me share this. Oh Lord. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna share this with y'all on C-SPAN. All right.
The previous question is ordered on the resolution. The question is on adoption of the resolution. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. The noes have it. The resolution is, gentlemen from Florida.
I'd request the yeas and nays.
The yeas and nays are requested. Those favoring a vote by the yeas and nays will rise. A sufficient number having risen, the yeas and nays are ordered. Pursuant the table, the office on this vote, The yeas are 216. The nays are 210. The resolution is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table. The office of Speaker of the House of the United States House of Representatives is hereby declared vacant.
Woo! Boy, oh boy. I am telling you, this was fire news that happened. Everybody was like, what? They did it. It actually, look, I'm telling you. All right, so this is what happened. So, of course, as we spoke about on this channel about a week ago, I talked about how Matt Gaetz is threatening Kevin McCarthy with taking him out of speakership. One of the things that happened was during the deal, they went 15 rounds, and one of the concessions that Speaker McCarthy agreed to was a process where instead of having multiple members of Congress basically move for a motion for the speaker to vacate the chair, I think it was like 5 had to say that they vote basically almost like a no confidence. And then you had to have at least 5 of them in order for the speaker to be put up to be ousted from his speakership. Instead, they reduced it down to 1 person, right? Matt Gaetz knew what the fuck he was doing. And guess what? Speaker McCarthy agreed to it. He didn't do what the Freedom Caucus wanted. Matt Gaetz said, I bet I move for a motion for Speaker McCarthy to vacate the chair. They held the vote. And guess what? 216 for him to vacate to 210 saying no, they don't want him to vacate. So guess what? The Democrats, they went along with him vacating the seat. And that's what they did. And 8 Republicans joined. And now Speaker McCarthy is Speaker no more. They said, hush. Speaker McCarthy went like Keith Sweat. I'm not gonna be here for long. Yo, this is hilarious. Now, I just want to get some perspective from some people who actually talked about this. Now, there was some remarks that were from Brianna Joy Gray that I would like to get her perspective, because let's be real, Brianna Joy Gray, she was talking her shit yesterday or the other day, and rightly so. But let's get her perspective really quick. So let me enlarge this, and let's go.
In the country's history, the House of Representatives voted yesterday to vacate the speakership, ending Kevin McCarthy's tenure just short of the 270-day mark. In the end, the vote came out 216 to 210, with 208 Democrats joining the 8 rebel Republicans breaking rank. McCarthy spoke from outside the House floor shortly after the vote yesterday. Let's take a look.
My goals have not changed. My ability to fight is just in a different form. You need 218. Unfortunately, 4% of our conference can join all the Democrats and dictate who can be the Republican speaker. Ability to fight is just in a different form.
A quiet form. You listening to the quiet form on Star 94.5. Sorry.
You need 218. Unfortunately, 4% of our conference can join all the Democrats and dictate who can be the Republican speaker in this House. I don't think that rule is good for the institution, but apparently I'm the only one. I believe I can continue to fight, maybe in a different manner. I will not run for Speaker again. I'll have the conference pick somebody else.
And joining the Democrats, they did. Freedom Caucus member Matthew Gaetz faced boos from all sides of the aisle when he called out the Speaker for kowtowing to private interests.
When it comes to how those raise money, I take no lecture on asking patriotic Americans to weigh in and contribute to this fight from those who would grovel and bend knee for the lobbyists and special interests who own our leadership, who have, boo all you want, who have hollowed out this town and have borrowed against the future of our future generations. I'll be happy to fund my political operation through the work of hardworking Americans, $10 and $20 and $30 at a time. And you all keep showing up at the lobbyist fundraisers and see how that goes for you. I reserve.
So the Biden administration weighed in on the ousting yesterday in a statement reading, quote, President Biden has demonstrated that he is always eager to work with both parties in Congress in good faith on behalf of the American people, because the urgent challenges facing our nation will not wait. He hopes the House will quickly select a speaker.
Okay, so I want to just characterize how this is sort of being covered,
Yeah.
and then I want to get your read on it.
Yeah.
I think broadly speaking, Republicans, many Republicans, establishment Republicans, not the Freedom Caucus Republicans that Matt Gaetz is a part of, but establishment Republicans are saying this is a bunch of rebels who joined forces with Democrats in a way that is undermining to them and demonstrates their lack of solidarity with the broader Republican core interests to oust a speaker who was doing his job. And they're trying to tie this to the Democrats. The Democrats are saying this has nothing to do with us. Our job is not to step in and save an unpopular conservative speaker. Republican leader, the Republican majority is supposed to nominate the speaker. Of course, we're going to nominate our own speaker, Hakeem Jeffries, or whoever we want on the left-hand side of the aisle. This is your guys' problem. Don't stick it to us. The piece of this that I think is getting left out of the discourse is that there is a portion of the left that is very excited to see this power demonstrated, because this is exactly the kind of force the vote moment that people were advocating for a handful of squad members to do to Nancy Pelosi back in 2021. And at that time, many gatekeepers on the left insisted that they could not do this very maneuver that we've now seen demonstrated for the first time in history. And it seems to be a reflection of the real power a minority caucus can have in Congress to effectuate its ends, even if the progressive ends and the ends of Matt Gaetz are different. So I want your take.
Okay, so Bree, you can get my take, because let's be real. We were right. We talked about forced to vote. And we talked about how if you put the pressure on the speaker at the time, who was Nancy Pelosi, and say, we will not vote for you until you give us concessions. There's some people that were like, well, no, because then if you do that, then Kevin McCarthy becomes speaker and you can't do that. And what happened? It went through 15 rounds. Did Hakeem Jeffries suddenly become speaker just because the Freedom Caucus kept saying no until McCarthy decided to concede to what they wanted? No, it kept on going. The rounds kept on going. It didn't suddenly go to somebody like Hakeem Jeffries. No, it kept going. They kept going round after round, voting again and again and again. And you don't think that the Democrats couldn't have done it? You don't think that the Progressive Caucus couldn't have done this? They could have done this exact same thing. And if Nancy Pelosi didn't capitulate to the demands of the progressives, they had enough to do this. All it took was 8 members of the Freedom Caucus to side with the Democrats, and then McCarthy was out. You don't think that it would have just took a small number of Republicans to join the Democrats, especially the progressives, to oust somebody like Pelosi, the Republican Party would have massively done it. And then you just could have had just a few of the progressives that joined in and set the number over. You know, the majority of the Democratic caucus would have been like, no, we don't want to oust Pelosi. But all the Republicans would have been like, oh, yeah, we want to get rid of that woman. And then the progressives, which is larger than the Freedom Caucus, could have been like, yeah, we're joining. We don't want her. Vacate the chair. And even with 5 members to say we file a motion to vacate the chair, they could have had 5 members of the Progressive Caucus that go, yeah, we want to file a motion for her to vacate the chair. And then they could have gotten what they wanted. And they could have put somebody else up that they think that would actually do better as Speaker. By the way, any American citizen can become Speaker of the House. That's actually a fact. So when people talk about, oh, well, this doesn't work, it just did. And this is why people like Brianna Joy Gray was all over Twitter basically saying, I told you so. And rightfully so, because a lot of us did. We did tell people so. But the thing is, here's the point. They did not want some of the people who I like to call the legacy corporate left. They did not want anybody to put pressure on the Democratic leadership, because then that would have meant that we actually got concessions what we want. And unfortunately, some of these people in the corporate left, they just want to use the Republicans as a boogeyman so that they can get you to donate to their Patreons. It's true. Because if the Democrats actually start working for us, then what? Fact, the force to vote actually works. And we now have precedents in history that proves what we on the left have been saying. These corporate leftists and independent media have been trying to tell us that we were wrong, but now history has proved them wrong. So, yeah. Let me share this as well. Because she's been making the rounds. Brianna Joy Gray said, forced to vote supporters were right. Sam was wrong. Sam Cedars is one of the top people who are actually talking about how he thinks this is wrong. Why won't he admit it? He tore apart the left over his personal feud with another podcaster, namely people like Jimmy Dore. Why not take this moment to simply apologize and reconstitute the left? Because he's not interested in that. That's basically what it is. He's not interested in that. And that's the sad part. Because the thing is that being humble would mean that you put your ego to the side and say, well, you know what? You guys were right. Let's continue to fight with it, together so that we can actually create a more egalitarian society in the right ways. But no, they don't want to do that. So let me share this as well. This is an article. It says the 5 takeaways from the ouster of Kevin McCarthy as Speaker. It says Kevin McCarthy made ignominious history Tuesday when he became the first Speaker to ever be ousted by a vote of the House. 8 Republicans, led by longtime McCarthy foe, Representative Matt Gaetz, voted with Democrats to deliver a 216 to 210 margin in favor of ejecting the Speaker from office. McCarthy defended his record and took shots at the tormentors during the Tuesday evening press conference. By then, he had also made known to the consternation of his allies that he would not seek to retake the gavel. It has been a series of dramatic days, and there is more turbulence to come. So it says the government shutdown is more likely and Ukraine aid more imperiled. That's one of the positive things is less aid to Ukraine, which means less aid to continue this war. But make no mistake about this. As far as the Ukraine war is concerned, a lot of these Republicans that talk about they're against the Ukraine war, they're only against the Ukraine war because Democrats are for it. That's the only reason why they're against it. And switch Russia for China and watch these Republicans become the neocons that they already are. They show their true colors as neocons. So they may talk about, oh man, we want peace in Ukraine. Yeah, y'all want peace in Ukraine, but y'all don't want peace with China. So let's be real. They actually aren't peace people. They're not advocates for peace. They just don't want a European nation to be in a war right now. But that's one thing. So I want to make sure I make that abundantly clear. They're not actually people who advocate for peace. They're the ones who continuously vote for the military budget. Says a big win for Gaetz. Now, here's the thing. Gaetz is now considered a hero among the far right. And some people on the left are seeing him as an example of what could be done if somebody actually had the guts to be able to stand up to Democratic leadership, but they don't. All right? Here's my thing, though. You guys who are progressives got outdone by Matt Gaetz? Ooh. How do you let Matt Gaetz outdo you? How do you do that? Maxwell Frost, how do you allow Matt Gaetz to outdo you when it comes to standing up to the leadership in your party? How do you... What? Jamal Bowman, you're gonna let him show you up like that? Ilhan Omar, I thought you were Miss Vocal. Rashida Tlaib, you were vocal. And yet, you let Matt Gaetz outdo you? Oh, this doesn't look good for you. If anything, you guys are now just seen as lapdogs for then Pelosi, now Jeffries. That's what you look like. Because I don't see Matt Gaetz other than just a variation of Florida man, just like people like Ron DeSantis. Except for he looks like he got his eyebrows threaded. That's it. So, what? Y'all crazy. I wouldn't have let Matt Gaetz outdo me like that. No. It's crazy. The Democrats got rid of the devil they know. Yeah, but they could have gotten a lot more headway if they actually forced to vote themselves. But they didn't want to because they want to capitulate to the leadership. So the Republicans caused themselves damage, but how much? Now, this is something that is to be expected. Corporate Republicans, actually in my eyes, they're all corporate, but corporate Republicans are now mad at Matt Gaetz. They're angry. They're like, how dare you? You're ruining things for us. And it's like, and this would have been the same thing that happened on the Democratic side. You would have had corporate Democrats look at the progressives and go, you ruin things. And it's like, yeah, but good. Look, here's the thing. I wanted something like this to happen, but I wanted the progressives to do this. I didn't want this to happen on the Republican side. We were trying to talk the Democrats into doing this. But did they want to? No. Because they wanted to keep Mama Bear in place. They kept Mama Bear in place, and now they look like a bunch of fools. Dear God. How embarrassing. Like, I'd be embarrassed to be part of the Progressive Caucus. Anger burns red hot on Capitol Hill. It says the atmosphere of American politics has been growing venomous for years, but it's still notable just how much anger is coursing around Capitol Hill right now. Republicans loyal to McCarthy are incandescent about the actions of Gaetz and his band, not least because they see GOP votes backed by Democrats trumping the opinions of more than 200 members in their camp. Several different streams are woven into Democratic anger at Republicans, a belief that the GOP has become merely a vehicle for Trumpism, that is uninterested in governance, and that is enthralled to its most partisan members. So that's another point. And yeah, so that happened. Speaker McCarthy is out. They have to nominate a new speaker. They're going to be voting for that, I guess, in a short period of time. So yeah, that's basically just an update of what's happened. So it actually finally happened.